Hi, I'm Tony Van Veen, CEO of Discmakers. If you're an emerging artist, you know that the single best way for you to make a few bucks from your music is to sell merch at your concerts. It's kind of crazy since we live in a streaming world, but with as little as streaming pays, artists drive the most revenue from selling CDs, vinyl, t-shirts, hoodies, and other merch items from their merch table when they perform live. The big thing is to figure out how to sell as much merch as possible. You've got bills to pay. There are two key parts to selling lots of merch at your concerts. Number one, get people to your merch table. And number two, make them want to buy some of your merch. Today I'm going to offer 4 simple but critical tips that will at least triple the number of people who come to your merch table and, if done right, will more than triple your merch sales. These tips all work together and reinforce each other beautifully. And like a top of the pops chart, let me count up from number 4. And number 4 may seem obvious. Put your merch table in a high visibility spot. It's a fact that as an emerging artist lower on the bill, the venue may want to put you in some dark, quiet corner in the back somewhere. Needless to say, that, my friend, is a recipe for an underperforming merch sales night. Ideally, you want your merch table to be in both a high visibility location and a high traffic area. If the venue manager wants to stick you in the back corner, don't just accept it. Lobby for better positioning. Be friendly, be nice, be polite, and be convincing why it makes for a better night for the venue and for the fans if you can have your merch booth in a better spot. If you can't get in a high visibility spot, then go for a high traffic spot. No one wants to be near the bathrooms, but there is a lot of traffic that goes there over the course of an evening. So having a merch booth somewhere along the traffic floor to and from the restrooms is actually not a terrible place to be, or any other high traffic location. Tip number 3 sort of solves some of the problems of being stuck in that back corner. When you're on stage performing, tell the audience about your merch table. Point to it. Let them know that you have one and where they can find it. Do so at least twice during your set in case someone missed it the first time. But what if when you're in the flow of your set, you forget to talk about your merch table? That's where my tip number 2 comes in. On your set list, after a few songs, write merch in big letters. That will be a reminder to you when you're checking what song to play next to first talk about your merch table. You'll want to write down merch once relatively early in your set, maybe after your 3rd or 4th song, and once towards the end, ideally before your last song. And then tell the audience something like, hey, you've been an amazing crowd. This next song is our last song. Just a quick reminder, we have CDs, vinyl, and t-shirts at our merch table in the back over there, and we'll be there signing some of our CDs and vinyl after our set. Hope to see you there. Which gets me to my top number 1 tip. Give the audience something that makes them want to buy your merch. Telling them you'll be at the booth yourself is a great start. This is a big deal. For fans, it's an amazing experience to meet the artists they love. I know that I myself have been to multiple concerts where I bought merch because the artist was at the booth and it was an opportunity to get an autograph and a selfie. If those artists hadn't been at their merch booth themselves, I wouldn't have bought. So yes, go sit at your merch booth yourself. Tell fans that you are autographing your CDs and your LPs. Take selfies. If you do that, fans will cherish that merch forever. And try something special. Try a discount or something different. One artist I know ran a very successful Name Your Own Price campaign. They had an album that they had been selling for $10 for the CD before. Instead of putting a price tag on it, they said from stage while they were performing, hey, we have our new CD out and we want each and every one of you to walk out of here tonight with a copy. So stop by our merch booth after the set and pay us whatever you want. If it's $10, great. $5, cool. $20, great. If all you've got is $1, we'll take it. And if you only have a Benjamin, we'll take that too. They had some fun with it, and what this artist found was that they tripled their merch sales. And the average price, instead of $10 from before, it was $9. So they got 3 times the unit sales and made almost the same profit margin as they were making before. Amazing, right? For any of these tips, the key is just trying it. Get past that uncomfortable feeling of being a pitchman or pitchwoman for your own music. Be proud of your music. Be proud of the merch that you have for sale. And if something doesn't work after you tried it, just try something else. But guaranteed, if you do these 4 things that I just talked about, getting the best merch table location possible, telling fans about it when you're on stage, writing merch on your set list so you don't forget to talk about it, and giving the fan a compelling reason to want to buy your merch. If you do these 4 things, you will double, triple, even quadruple your merch sales. So, give it a shot.